Hair loss is a big deal to you. To you, hair loss is a big deal. That's what I want us to fathom today. I know it's a constantly underlying theme of these videos. I don't want to take away from the fact that hair loss is a big deal to you. And that's a fact that it is a big deal. Otherwise, you would not invest your time to be watching my videos. And I often do 25 minutes worth of footage a day. So obviously, if you're willing to spend even a fraction of that time and only watch one video, the fact that you're watching these videos, it's a big deal to you. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in admitting that you trying to deal with hair loss is a big deal. There's no shame in that at all. There's not. Because you're making an effort to overcome this. Now, if I can give you this morsel of hope today, it would be, let's take the starting sentence again. Hair loss is a big deal to you. Okay? Here's the important phrase in that sentence. To you. To you, that's the important part of the sentence. Because if we replace that with to everyone else, let's try that sentence out. Hair loss is a big deal to everyone else. So your hair loss is a big deal to everyone else. Is that true? Is that true? It's not true. Hair loss is not a big deal to everyone else. To you it is. So what does that mean? It means that it's only natural, if it's a big deal to you, to put the same amount of weight and value on hair loss and put that on everyone else's brain. Well, here are all these innocent bystanders. They're saying, hey, I don't want that. Don't give me that. That's not my problem. I don't care about it. I've got my own problems to care about. I don't care about your hair loss. By the way, now that you intruded my life with your problem about your hair loss, what have you done for me lately? What can you do? What value do you have in my life? How can you help me? Because as you know, we talked about 11 traits that make a person cool from a scientific perspective, and one of those is that you're able to help other people. People care more that you can help them than they care about they don't care about your hair. Your hair loss is not a big deal to them. It's a big deal to you. And I think that can go with any problem, any internalized problem. It doesn't have to be hair loss, it can be anything. We put so much value on it and then erroneously assume that it's a big deal to everybody else as well. You know, one of the things that I have definitely got to the point in my life is not caring about other people's problems. OPP, other people's problems. I don't care about them. If I can help somebody, I'll help them. But really, I just don't care about other people's problems if I don't have to. I don't care about other people's problems. The good news for you is people don't care about your problems either. If your problem is your hair loss, people don't care about it. They don't care. So that's the good news. That's a morsel of hope. Hair loss is a big deal to you. But to the rest of the world, they got their own problems. They got their own insecurities. They got their own demons they're unleashing and let control their life. They don't have time to worry about your hair loss. People care what you can do for them. Hair loss is a big deal to you, but it's not to the rest of the world. And I think it's very important to process that, to grasp that, to accept that as truth. Because I said earlier today in a different video, hair loss is a big deal. I'm not here to downplay that. But what I am here to say is it's a personal decision whether you allow yourself to choose to overcome it or not and to start that journey. So really, is hair loss a big deal? I'm saying it is. But if it's not a big deal to the people who aren't experiencing it, then in reality, is it a big deal? I always say that your hair loss, your hair loss reality is what you perceive. So for those suffering hair loss, it may be this big deal. But then for the people who don't suffer hair loss, it's not a big deal. But then there are those who suffer hair loss and they perceive it so trivialized the way the rest of the people that don't suffer hair loss do. So that's the hope, that you can be someone who hair loss is a big deal, and then you can realize, wait, but they don't care about it. They're judging me on these other things. What if I became like them and then it's not my problem anymore? If you can get to that point, you can get to where I am, because that's how my brain works, even with a receding hairline.